What's going on, y'all? It's Big Facts again, coming at you with another video. So recently, Love and Hip Hop star K Michelle has been making waves on her statements that she made going on to about a week ago on that how she doesn't believe that men are good people. I'm just paraphrasing there. And it's interesting for somebody like a K Michelle to come out and make such a statement, seeing from her character and her behavior in her past, why, it only sparks questions as to why she would say such a thing. And I just want to delve into it and explain her reasonings and her rationale behind all of the bullshit she was saying in this interview that she had with V103 Atlanta. So we just go get right into it and we just go continue to commentate and explain throughout each segment. So let's start.
One and only K Michelle is here. Got new music out.
New music. Yeah.
Finally, we've been missing you, where you been.
Seriously.
The whole 9 yards. And, we've been watching some of the struggles you've been having, but now you're back with music.
Here.
So first we want to talk about that.
Okay.
Is this an extension of what you've done?
Yeah.
Or is this going into another direction?
Superhood. This is growth.
Is it?
Even with Superhood being such a street record of what I do first.
All right, see, that's the problem right there. Artists out there want to make music about their realities, and which is why you see a lot of artists who are not making music about their realities. You seem to find a lot of character flaws. Now, she's talking about street music and hood music. K Michelle is not a hood girl. Her father was a professor. She grew up in a solid environment in Atlanta, from Tennessee, from Memphis. She's from a good area, She's not somebody that has a hood background. So why is she making music like that? I honestly don't know. That right there is a red flag to me for any artist that is putting out music or putting out an energy that, doesn't necessarily have anything to do with them per se, personally.
I always put out street record first.
Right.
Because that's just in me.
Right.
I give people something to move to, but then I go into my official single, and that's singing.
Yeah.
Because you're a singer. You know how
K Michelle can't sing.
especially live, girl. You a flat-footed singer.
Thank you. You are too.
Well, thank you, queen. Thank you. But it's about you right now. Super hood. So you got City Girls, Cash Doll.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Well, it's a fun record.
It is.
Just fun talking about the type of dudes we like. Like I used to always say I want a dude to have some gold teeth.
Oh, did you really?
And dreads. That's what I thought I wanted.
And what happened?
That's not what I want.
That's not what you want?
I wanted.
Exactly. Like most women asking for what they don't want, because they like that chaotic energy. Especially, this is why you see a lot of times women are attracted to the bad guys or to the hood guys, because, they find that person to be essentially a low-level thinker in which she can control, yet he brings that type of chaotic energy, that chaotic vibe that most women fiend for, because a normal human being always wants stability. This just goes to show she's not a normal human being, because I don't see how she can desire a hood guy, yet she wants to try to advance in life. That is just a big contradiction, just showing that this lady is just nothing about chaos, nothing but drama and chaos. And this should be a red flag for any man out there that's thinking about messing with a woman like that.
For a long time. I want a grown man, but he still got to have some hood on him.
Right.
Imagine, she wants a grown man, but he has to have some hood on him. What sense does that make? You're talking about you want a mature adult that is a functioning member of the society, yet you want a degenerate at the same time. Come on, lady, get it together.
It was funny. We caught you coming out the break. You were saying about the record, you can't raise a man. You saying that still rings true, right?
Oh, my God. Cannot raise them. But, yeah, I have to sing it so much, and women every day be like, you can't raise a man. I don't know what y'all men out there doing, but y'all need to be raised, or y'all need to do something, because
Exactly. Duh, you are a woman. You cannot raise a man. A man can only be raised by another man. But then y'all want to run off all the good men and then claim there's no good men out there. It's duh, lady, a man can't raise a woman and a woman can't raise a man. What do y'all not get? This is a problem with feminism. Feminism is teaching these women thinking that they can do all things, when in reality, they're neglecting their true calling, their true responsibility. And that is to be a helpmeet. That is to be a good wife. That is to be a good woman, a good partner. And a lot of women just don't want to accept that role. And that's why you see a lot of them go down this spiraling issue of depression, lesbianism, whole sorts of problems that feminism brings. But the society at large does not want to highlight that. And this person, K. Michelle, is just continuously bringing and festering that same problem into her community. And I really hope a lot of young girls are not listening to this rubbish.
Women is mad when that song come on. It be like war. Facts.
So what's changed in your perspective?
Also, too, this just goes to show that she's never had a good woman in her life. And we're going to see throughout this whole interview, she speaks highly about, her father and talks about the men in her life and what a man should be. Yet she then goes to say that she's having a trouble raising a man. So if you've seen a good example of what a man should be from your father and your grandfather, why are you having difficulty raising a man? Answer that question. So what that tells me, it proves my point that 1, a woman cannot raise a man. 2, she's never had a good woman in her life to teach her how to be a good woman. Because like I said, a woman has to raise a woman. A man raises a man.
Yeah, in your current relationship, you don't feel like you in that situation right now?
Feel like we all are in that situation. My dude, he's very mature. He's mature, but I do have my issues, And I have had some really awful men. A lot of them here in Atlanta. You're awful. If you're out there, you know what I'm talking about. Awful.
So throughout there, she admits that she has a problem, which is good. Admission is a good step. However, she's obviously bringing that baggage to her new relationship, poisoning it from the start. Poisoning her new relationship to the start, and then she's going to just chalk it up to the game, saying that it's all men. Men are the issue, when the real problem is her. So really, she doesn't want to get help. She's just happy doing bad by herself.
I'm awful. Like, how awful?
Yeah, like, what were they doing?
Oh, what weren't they doing?
I don't know, sis.
Like, from just cheating, and then we know around here, we can't just sleep around no more. That's your life.
You shouldn't be sleeping around anywhere, quite honestly. You should be respecting yourself, respecting your body, so that when that right man does come along, he doesn't have to deal with all the different spirits and all the different drama of you being a whore. Because when a woman opens herself up to another dude, she's letting that person into her. She's letting those spirits come into her. So why would you be sleeping around to begin with?
So I don't understand how people take it so... it's cool. We cheating. I caught him cheating. I went back.
Yeah,
well, did you get pain of my life? I didn't have anybody, knock on wood, no one close to me die or anything like that. Everything that I've gone through has been because of lack of self-esteem and men being in the middle.
So once again, she does not want to be accountable to her actions. She wants to shift levy blame onto men. That she can only behave right if a man treats her right. Like, again, like these men, please, this is why you should never take these women serious in a lot of the things that they should do. And this should go to show you that you are supposed to be the one in control. Because a woman is just like a child. Just like a child. She does not, actually, better yet, in today's day and age, we hold children to higher standards. We require more from kids than we do from women these days. So let that be a thought to you men out there, that next time you want to go arguing with a woman and wonder why she's acting crazy, she's a child. You have to be the head. You have to be the leader. You have to be the thinker in this whole situation whenever you're dealing with them.
What do you mean? Like, explain that. Like,
I don't think men are good people.
Wait, you think that now? All men?
I don't think they're good people.
Why not?
The reason for that, and I truly believe that, the reason for that is, like, for men to do things that they consider small in the flesh of, like, cheating, you know that's going to destroy your partner, but you do it anyway. That's not a mistake.
So women don't cheat? Do you hold women to those same standards? Because we can pull up countless of stories of where women are the ones cheating. But at the end of the day, like most women, when you turn it around like, oh, well, what was that man doing? He pushed her into cheating. he should have been this, he should have been that. So why don't you look at yourself in the mirror and say, hey, where are you meeting these men, these type of men? Because honestly, a man's going to treat you depending on the vibes that you put out. If you acting like a hoe, he's going to treat you like one. So don't be surprised when he goes around, quote unquote, cheating on you, because chances are you already put out the vibes that you were doing it yourself.
Watch the same story over and over again.
Yeah.
And just because I'm a woman, I'm supposed to accept your betrayal.
Right.
Because you're taking advantage of my love for you, and I'm supposed to just be the one behind you riding or dying. I'm not dying with nobody. And to see girls come up to me, I'm the girl they come up to all day long crying. They tell me the most disgusting of stories that I couldn't even believe. And a lot of times men, the wrong man, will stunt your growth as a woman.
Why are you dealing with the wrong man? That's where you're going wrong. Why are you dealing with the wrong man? If you've had a good example, like you go on to later claim of what a man should be, it shouldn't be hard for you to pick the right man. At all. It should not be hard for you. But because you want to do what you want to do, you want to follow your emotions, you want to lead with your heart and not with your brain, like most women, that's why you keep on ending up with the wrong man. And that's why you have to learn to hold yourself accountable. Don't put the blame on anybody else because it's with you.
Women could be doctors, lawyers, and everything, but they in the bed crying over what a man did to them.
So how is that raising a man then? Because you have a son who's turning 16.
That's why I don't want to raise another one. I'm struggling. He has took off with a white girl. As pro-black as we are.
Rewind.
Well, you're struggling because one, he sees all this feminine energy that he's getting from you and your mom or your auntie, whatever that you have him around. He's rebelling against that. Just like you as a woman rebel against a man, the child is going to rebel against a woman. And he knows he's a man. And the reason why he's going off with that white girl and not with a black woman, because he sees the negativity that comes from black women. You're the first example of what a woman should be like. And you being a black woman, you've never put out a positive image to him. So he wants the opposite of that. So I don't blame that child for going off with a non-black woman. Because quite honestly, a lot of the times these pro-blackity black women out there, or these pro-black women that complain that, black men just want to be with white women or with Latinas or with Asian women, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of the times those men that do that is because they've seen a negative image of a black woman in their life. The black women that they had in their lives, their mothers, their aunties, their grandmas, sisters, et cetera, did not put out a good image of what a woman should be like. So they want the opposite of that. So really, black women, if you want your black son to be with a black woman, you guys got to get it together. You ladies, have to get it together. Y'all will have to be the first example. And if I'm telling you, if you put out a good example to him, chances are 90% of the time, he's going to end up with a black woman. If and only if you put out a good example.
What you mean he's taking off with a white girl?
I get a phone call from my mama like, Chase said he could go on this date with some white girl. I said, okay, we got unity. It's all good.
Right.
But I didn't tell him he could go anywhere. But he ran out the house, went on his date. I'm just trying to tell him, wrap it up. Just be like, you a black person, a black male. You my son, but out there you a black male. They don't care.
Real.
And that's putting it lightly.
Right.
They don't care nothing about you. You around here with these hoodies and these dreads and stuff, and you a straight A student. They don't know that.
Yeah, they just see a black man.
It's hard to raise a man. It really is hard because I see a lot of women fail their sons because I dated them. So I don't want nobody look at me and say, who raised that boy?
Well, they failed because they're trying to do something they are not called to do. That is why they failed. And you are failing your son too as well. Because you're trying to do something you are not called to do. Send that boy back to his father. Let him be raised by a man. Or send him to your dad and let him be raised by a man. He doesn't need all that feminine energy around him. You go screw him up.
I want that.
So you don't have an issue with him dating a young white girl. You have an issue with the complications that may come with it.
Yeah, because I'm sorry. My daddy is a black history professor.
Right.
So you know.
Look here. Her father is a black history professor. A well-educated man in that case. Yet she's attracted to the hood man. Think about it. Pay attention here.
You real woke.
Yeah, I used to work at the Civil Rights Museum as a child. They wouldn't let me go work for nobody.
Oh yeah, she's real woke, meaning that she doesn't use logic in any of her processes in life.
And have a regular job. So I slept in the Civil Rights Museum when Martin Luther King was killed. I slept there several nights. My daddy do not play that about our history and about you doing stuff for your people. That's what my father is. He still got his afro. He ain't never, it didn't take Beyonce to bring him back to Black Girl Magic and Black Magic.
He was already on it.
He was already on it.
So then you have an example of a black man then who
Yeah, but I have an example of how men should be.
Yeah.
Because I saw my grandfather raise 8 kids when my grandmama passed. And I never met her.
Right.
I've seen men. So nowadays, that's not the men that I see.
Oh, proving my point yet again. So you have an example. So if you have an example of how to solve a problem, why can't you execute it? Is it just because you weren't called to do so? You were not called to raise a man, like I've been saying throughout this whole damn video? You were not called to raise a man, woman. You've had an example. Just think about it. It's just like if a teacher gives you an example of how to pass a test, you're going to copy exactly how it is and you're going to get the right answer. But she continues to get it wrong because, quite honestly, she's not called to do so.
They don't have any of it, no heart like that. Like, I went to JJ's yesterday. I wanted to go to Campbellton.
Yeah.
And they like, hey, you finna get it? Yes, I am. And I went back there with the dudes in the back, and young dude asked me, he said, where your security? Where you at? I said, well, sir, how old are you? I said, why are you asking me for just security? You supposed to secure me. You the black man.
Yeah.
Like, why I gotta be scared around you? You supposed to protect babies and men.
Speaking.
These men ain't protecting nobody. Why do you think that?
He's not responsible for you. You're not his wife. You're not his mother. You're not his sister. He's not responsible for taking care of you. At your age, you should have been married. You're almost 40. You should have your son protecting you. You should have your husband protecting you. You shouldn't be really leaving to such areas like that without being accompanied by another male figure in your family if that was the case. So the big kid was right for asking, where's your security? Because that's not his job. So don't try to pull that, because he's a black man, you see him as his equal, because you don't. Keep it 100. You do not see him as your equal. You do not see him as your people. So miss me with all that.
Cause they mamas ain't raised them, and they've seen, it's what they've seen. If you don't know, you don't know. They haven't even seen better, for them to know how to do better. So I'm looking at men and all these men cheating and bringing down these women. You need them women to uplift you. You giving them AIDS. You are killing them. Like,
lady, miss me with that shit. Miss me with that shit. See, this is what gets me so sick and tired of these women. Like, these women out here ain't giving men AIDS. The highest rate of STDs is found amongst black women. So chances are the AIDS that they're getting, and they're getting it from a black woman. Especially in a city like Atlanta. Give me a break talking about you giving them AIDS. You must be ashamed of yourself, K. Michelle. Ashamed.
Killing these women that you need. I just don't like it. I can't do it. So I look at men and I have an anger for them. I see how they make women feel. I have a brand new TV show on Lifetime. My first show I'm producing. And it's helping women get silicone out of their body. I'm paying $200,000 a pop, the network, to help these women. And you should hear the stories, all because of a man.
Wow.
Well, you could blame the sexual liberation movement for that. When y'all wanted to take off and be sexually liberated and do whatever, all sorts of things that you want for your body, obviously you're doing it to appease another man rather than just doing what's health consciously right for yourself. No man is out there telling you to go do those things. You do that because you think that's the best way to swoo a man when it's actually not. So once again, here comes women not trying to be accountable for nothing, but blame men. That, I did it because of you. No, you didn't. You did it for yourself because you wanted to be sexually liberated so you could be able to attract as much perverts as possible to come screw you. Sick of this.
Oh, because a teacher, school teacher, she can't even walk. Her husband made her get a bigger butt.
Her husband
And left her
Made her.
for a younger woman, and now she hitting me because she don't want to die and got a child.
Her husband didn't make her get a bigger butt. She went and did it herself. He married her knowing that she had no ass. He married her knowing that she had no ass. She just seen that she wasn't keeping herself up to hanging with these young women. And obviously the man had eyes for other women too as well. But if she was showing other aspects other than her body, if she had other qualities to her, showing that she was a great helpmeet, she was great around with the kids, she helped bring stability into the household, give him a peace of mind, she wouldn't have to worry about her sexual features because he will always be there. But here again, women trying to blame somebody else, and instead of being holding herself responsible.
Year old child. Like that, so how could I possibly, if I'm hearing women coming to me, how could I possibly think that it's better men out there? I don't believe it.
So you believe a lot of the self-esteem issues in these women are, and for you even, are coming from men and their perception of what they want us to be as black women?
What how we supposed to look. Now they want to date outside the race and make you feel like that, like you need some curly hair or you need to do something. You know what I'm saying? It's not set up.
What do you say the men that say, well, nobody?
Look, that's false. Because black women thirst for non-black men more than black men wanting non-black women. More times than not, a black man who want non-black women is because the black women in his household, like I stated, have projected negative images of black women to them. All right? So they don't want to repeat that. They don't want to have to deal with what their father dealt with. So they go outside of it. But when you look at, as a percentage, highly successful black women end up with non-black men. But that's not the case. It's not the other way around. When you see highly successful black men, more times than not, they're going to be with a black woman. But once again, here comes the liberal black woman spewing out this false narrative.
You to get implants and what you went through?
They don't have to say it. It's in your actions. It's in your, ways. It's what I see.
The preference.
It's what you see. So you look at that. If you want that type of dude, or you want that type of, attraction, then you do things like that.
Oh, so you admitted it. You want the perverted attraction, so you go ahead and do those things because you want to attract perverts. You want to continue to attract those thirsty men. That's why you went and got the implants. You weren't looking for a man who got his stuff together and that's bringing stability, because if you did, you wouldn't have to go get the implants. You would just go put yourself in the midst of where those men are, and those men would naturally come to you. This just goes to prove the few things. Women are followers and groupies. So fellas, these women will do whatever you want them to do. Realize that from what she's saying. These women will do whatever you want. So technically, you are the prize, man. You don't have to simp and kowtow to these women's demands at all. At all. Because it just goes to show these women are willing to go to the extent of risking their lives just in order to be selected by you. And this also goes to show that she understands the fact that you are what you attract. If you want certain people in your life, you have to do the things that attract those people. So she's obviously doing the things that attract the perverts. The guys that only want the hypersexualized men. So obviously she's doing these things to attract bad men. And yet she's complaining that they're all bad men out there. Like, no, lady, you're doing the things to attract those bad dudes. So change what you're doing. It's that simple. Just change up. It ain't that hard. But you don't want to change because you're a sexually liberated female. Well, let's fast forward here. I'm getting sick of K. Michelle shit.
Up to this point,
I will be.
Have you ever cheated in a relationship?
That's exactly what I was about to ask.
Yes, I've cheated.
Oh, of course. Of course. I was not surprised by that answer. Of course she's cheated. But then again, watch what she ends up saying here. She cheated because somebody else cheated on her. Just being petty, showing that she lacks principle, and she's not mature at all.
I cheated after I was cheated on.
Bingo.
Was it in response to being cheated on, or you just wanted to and didn't because they hadn't yet?
I'm naturally not a super sexual person. I don't like to be poked a lot. So I don't have to have men like around. So once I pick one man, I'm genuinely like normally with that man.
Yeah.
But I can be very like spiteful. So if I see you do something, I'm going to do it better than you.
Petty. Look at, man, if you ever have to deal with a woman like this that shows any regard to being petty like this, just run away. Stay as far away from this woman as possible, because she's willing to do anything to end your life. Bleed at.
Two wrongs don't make a
Two
right.
wrongs don't make a right.
Yeah, but if
At
I'm
all.
going to, I do that. I've done that before.
So-
now, right now, I wouldn't do that. I'm just done.
Are you a Pisces?
I'm a Pisces.
I'm a Pisces.
Oh, yep. Typical crazy woman behavior. Typical liberal crazy woman behavior. Trying to use astrology to define their crazy, stupid actions. Oh my gosh. Any woman that you find that's like this, just know that she's crazy and she's unstable.
Of course you're a Pisces. Of course you're a Pisces.
All emotion.
Yo, emo.
Yeah, I was gonna ask why.
I guess all women are all Pisces, because they're all emotional. Shit. Then you got this dude in here agreeing with them with that nonsense. Like, come on, dude. Give me a break. Do not support this bad behavior at all. This is ridiculous. I'm tired of men doing that type of shit. Supporting this type of crazy rhetoric, when in fact you should be condemning it. We go speed this up.
Agency fee is half of that. So I'm going to give 60, and I'm about to give you 30 for connecting this, and you're sending me, I'm asking for the black women, you send all of them, and I'm looking at the numbers. We are cheaper to carry a baby
Wow.
than Hispanics and Caucasian people. So I felt the way. Me being all just, pro-black, I just felt the way.
Yeah,
so
you should.
I said I'm going to use somebody that I know could use the money, somebody who has some beautiful kids that
Wait, hold up here. Listen to this. Listen to this crazy logic. We go fast forward, back up a little bit.
I've had like several surrogate, they send you a pack. You know what I didn't like about the pack, y'all?
What?
All the black women were like $65,000, and the other women were at least $10,000 to $15,000 more. No lie.
Yeah.
No exaggeration.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm about to, because the agency fee is half of that. So I'm going to give 60, and I'm about to give you 30 for connecting this, and you're sending me, I'm asking for the black women, you send all of them, and I'm looking at the numbers. We are cheaper to carry a baby
Wow.
than Hispanics and Caucasian people. So I felt a
Well, no, duh. This is that typical woke pro-black behavior, which is all emotion and no logic. No, duh, blacks will be less, because there are less black people in numbers in the U.S. and majority of people compared to whites and Hispanics, there are less black people. And just like you would think, why would you want to have a white or a Hispanic want to carry your black baby? They think the same thing too. They don't want a black woman carrying their baby to be their surrogate because they're not black. They're white or Hispanic. So why can't you apply that same logic? Man, I'm telling you, this is that same shit that these pro-blacks will go and put you, and you go down this rabbit hole and making yourself look crazy. You have to use logic. Drop that emotional crap.
me being all just, pro-black, I just felt the way.
Yeah,
so
you should.
I said I'm going to use somebody that I know could use the money, somebody who has some beautiful kids that need it and to start a business, And that's why I picked her.
Why don't you try to carry yourself?
Well, I actually can, which he said that, when you're filming, he busted out and said, you could carry on your own. And I was like, why would you see that on TV? Get out of here, man. They're going to tear me up. Well, after my last surgery, like having all that stuff happen to my body and everything, I'm just getting back on my feet, even walking without breathing hard.
Yeah.
Yep, she doesn't want to carry because she's more concerned about her image. She don't even want to be a mom. She really wants to continue at the almost 40 years old. She just wants to continue this love and hip-hop career and see where it goes with that. Man, K. Michelle's a fool. Go speed this up.
Get the big check. I don't,
So you're doing it just for the money?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
Has it helped
I'm not
in any
gonna
way,
play
though?
with you.
Has it helped in any way?
At the beginning, it did. Now it just, I have to question if it helps or hurt.
Wow, so right here she talks about why she's doing Love and Hip Hop. So she's willing to demean herself just for money, put on that stripper slash hoe persona, have people thinking that that's her mentality just so she can get a check. See, this is what's wrong, and she's actually the worst example to young females, and it's sad that she claims that young females are going to cry in for advice. Young ladies, if any of you are listening, this is not the woman that you want to take advice from. If you want to learn how to keep a man, find a woman who's been with a man, a strong man, for 20 plus years of marriage. Those are the type of women you want to be the example, because with marriage comes sacrifice. Love is nothing but about loyalty and sacrifice. And when you have kids, you have to show that same love, that loyalty and sacrifice. She has none of that in her. But enough about K. Michelle. I want to hear what y'all have to say. Man, this whole interview was interesting. The whole crux of everything is you have to hold yourself accountable to a lot of problems that you face, because the majority of the problems that we face in society are self-induced. And a lot of her problems are self-induced. No men, it's not men that are bringing it, it's her. She's just happy doing bad. She does not want to change. She likes this chaotic, crazy, frenetic energy that she has going on in her life, and that's just typical women. But it's unfortunate that she's just going to continue this cycle. But I want to hear what y'all have to say. Like, comment, and subscribe down below. I'm out.